From 1999 to 2003, Vicente Del Bosque led Real Madrid to incredible heights. 2 Champions League trophies, 2 La Liga titles, a Supercopa de España, a UEFA Super Cup, and the Intercontinental Cup. 7 titles in just 4 seasons, a legendary run. But how did it all end? Shockingly, Real Madrid chose not to renew Del Bosque's contract in 2003, just one day after he secured the club's 29th Liga title. Why? How? Now 22 years later, we finally uncover the truth behind this stunning decision, and Del Bosque doesn't hold back in revealing it all. Forged in white. Del Bosque's player career at Real Madrid. Before Vicente Del Bosque became one of the most celebrated managers in football history, he was a dedicated and reliable player on the pitch for Real Madrid. His journey with the club began in 1967 when he joined the junior team, gradually making his way to the senior squad in 1968. However, during the early years of his career, he was loaned out to Castellón in 1970, Córdoba in 1971, and Castellón again in 1972 to gain experience. Upon returning to Real Madrid in 1973, Del Bosque quickly earned a reputation for his tactical intelligence, versatility, and composure under pressure. Over the next 11 years, he would become a vital part of the team, embodying consistency and professionalism in every match. Del Bosque wasn't the kind of player who sought the limelight. Instead, he focused on being the backbone of the team, linking defense and attack seamlessly. At a time when Real Madrid was striving to maintain its dominance in Spanish football, Del Bosque symbolized stability. His ability to read the game, anticipate opponents' moves, and deliver crucial passes made him indispensable. Fans and teammates alike respected his dedication and work ethic, qualities that would later define his managerial career. During his time as a player, Del Bosque contributed to some of Real Madrid's most successful campaigns. He helped the club secure 5 La Liga championships and 4 Copa del Rey trophies, among other honours. These victories weren't just the result of individual talent, but a collective effort in which Del Bosque played a pivotal role. His knack for doing the simple things exceptionally well, breaking up opposition attacks, dictating the game's tempo, and providing a reliable outlet for his teammates, made him a key figure in the squad. One of his most memorable seasons came in 1974-75, when Real Madrid won both the League and the Copa del Rey, a testament to the team's dominance in Spanish football. He was also a member of the Real Madrid squad that suffered defeat against Liverpool in the 1981 European Cup final. Del Bosque's ability to adapt to different tactical systems and perform consistently at a high level ensured that he remained a cornerstone of the team throughout his career. Though he wasn't a headline grabber, his contributions were crucial to the club's sustained success during this era. Despite his achievements, Del Bosque always remained humble. He wasn't one to chase personal glory or indulge in theatrics. Instead, he let his performances speak for themselves. This humility and dedication to the team over individual accolades endeared him to fans and solidified his place in the club's history. When Del Bosque retired as a player in 1984, it marked the end of an era for Real Madrid. However, his journey with the club was far from over. His years on the pitch had given him an intimate understanding of Real Madrid's culture and values, knowledge that would later serve him well as a manager. Little did anyone know at the time that this quiet and dependable midfielder would one day return to lead the team to even greater heights. The calm commander, Del Bosque's legacy in football. Vicente Del Bosque's name is synonymous with success in football, not just as a player, but as a manager whose calm demeanour and tactical brilliance shaped some of the most successful teams in the sport's history. His highly successful managerial career at Real Madrid, where he won multiple La Liga titles and Champions League trophies, paved the way for his later triumphs with the Spanish national team. Del Bosque's journey, from a player at Real Madrid to a manager who steered Spain to World Cup glory, is a testament to his profound understanding of the game, leadership qualities, and ability to adapt to the changing tides of modern football. Born in Salamanca, Spain, Del Bosque's football career began at the grassroots level, and he quickly made his mark as a player for Real Madrid. However, it was in the later stages of his playing career that his managerial potential began to emerge. Del Bosque's understanding of the game, his strategic thinking, and his approach to teamwork set him apart, and it was no surprise when he took up his first managerial role. His calm and composed nature was immediately noticeable. Unlike many of his counterparts who often thrived on fiery passion and dramatic tactics, Del Bosque's managerial style was grounded in patience and stability. He understood the importance of maintaining a level head, whether dealing with pressure or navigating the complexities of top-tier football. Del Bosque's breakthrough as a manager came when he took charge of Real Madrid in 1999, following a period of instability within the team. His approach was methodical, focusing on harmony within the squad and a balanced approach to attacking and defending. Under his stewardship, Real Madrid enjoyed remarkable success, winning 2 La Liga titles, 2 Champions League trophies, and the UEFA Super Cup. Del Bosque's ability to manage the egos of world-class players like Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, and Roberto Carlos while maintaining team unity was one of his greatest managerial feats. However, despite his achievements, Real Madrid made the controversial decision not to renew his contract in 2003, a move that surprised many given his success at the club. We will return to this pivotal moment later in our video, unraveling the story behind this shocking decision in even greater detail. His tactical vision was one that blended fluid attacking play with solid defensive organisation. Del Bosque knew that the game was about more than just individual brilliance. Teamwork and discipline were essential. His calm commander approach allowed his players to flourish within a structured environment, while also enabling them to express themselves creatively on the pitch. In 2008, Del Bosque took the reins of the Spanish national team, and his impact was immediate. The country's golden generation, already on the cusp of greatness, flourished under his leadership. Del Bosque's calm, measured approach was the perfect complement to a squad brimming with talent and ambition. His ability to bring the best out of players like Xavi, Andres Iniesta, and Fernando Torres helped propel Spain to unprecedented heights. Del Bosque's greatest achievement came in 2010 when he led Spain to their first ever FIFA World Cup victory. The tournament in South Africa showcased Del Bosque's managerial brilliance as he adopted a possession-based style that dominated the competition. Spain's 1-0 victory over the Netherlands in the final was a testament to Del Bosque's ability to remain calm under pressure and make the right decisions in crucial moments. Del Bosque's influence on football extends beyond his tactical expertise and strategic brilliance. He brought an aura of calmness to the chaotic world of top-level football management, showing that leadership does not always need to be loud or aggressive. His legacy is not just defined by the trophies he won, but by the way he shaped the teams he managed and how he treated players and staff with respect and dignity. Even after stepping down from his role with Spain, Del Bosque's legacy remains embedded in the footballing world. His contributions to Real Madrid, the Spanish national team, and the overall growth of football have left an indelible mark on the game. The calm commander may have been quiet in nature, but his impact on the pitch and in the hearts of fans speaks volumes. Parting ways, the controversial exit of Del Bosque. In the summer of 2003, Vicente Del Bosque stood as one of the most accomplished and respected managers in European football. Under his leadership, Real Madrid had flourished, achieving a delicate balance between tactical discipline and the flair that defined the club's Galacticos era. With players like Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, and Luis Figo in the squad, Del Bosque managed to weave individual brilliance into a cohesive unit that conquered both domestic and international competitions. At the helm of the club, however, was Florentino Perez, a president with an unyielding ambition to transform Real Madrid into a global brand. Elected in 2000, Perez embarked on his Galacticos project, focusing on signing the world's most marketable players to boost the club's financial and global reach. While Perez's vision was bold and media-savvy, it often clashed with Del Bosque's more understated, team-focused philosophy. Despite the success on the pitch, Perez's desire for a new direction was beginning to surface. While Del Bosque had been the perfect figurehead for the early years of Perez's presidency, the two men's differing approaches to football and fame were creating an undercurrent of tension that would soon reshape the future of Real Madrid. Del Bosque, while deeply respected for his tactical acumen and calm demeanour, was not the charismatic or media-savvy figure that Perez envisioned as the face of his project. Their relationship remained professional but distant. Perez reportedly viewed Del Bosque as an excellent coach for maintaining stability during the early years of his presidency, but not as the long-term figure to lead the club into a new era. The breaking point came after the 2002-2003 season, a campaign that culminated in Real Madrid winning their 29th La Liga title. Just one day after securing the championship, the club announced that Del Bosque's contract would not be renewed. To many, the timing of the decision was as shocking as the decision itself. Del Bosque's ability to manage the egos of world-class players and maintain team unity was seen as a critical factor in Madrid's dominance during his tenure. Perez later defended the decision, stating, "Del Bosque was showing signs of exhaustion. I want to be sincere about this. Our belief was that he was not the right coach for the future." While Perez framed the move as a necessary step for the club's evolution, critics argued that the decision was more about consolidating power and asserting control over the team's direction. Del Bosque's style, which relied on giving players autonomy on the pitch, reportedly did not align with Perez's desire for a more modern and structured approach to management. As part of the changes, Perez also facilitated the departure of Fernando Hierro, the team's captain and a close ally of Del Bosque. Hierro's exit, like Del Bosque's, was framed as a decision aimed at rejuvenating the squad, but it further fueled speculation about internal divisions within the club. Reports suggested a political split, with Del Bosque and Hierro on one side and Perez and his advisors, including Jorge Valdano, on the other. These divisions highlighted a deeper philosophical disagreement about the club's future. Del Bosque was offered the role of technical director, a position he declined. His refusal marked a clean break from the club he had served for over 3 decades as a player, youth coach, and first-team manager. For Del Bosque, the decision was as much about principle as it was about practicality. He felt that his contributions had been undervalued and that the club's priorities had shifted away from the values that had historically defined Real Madrid. The backlash to Del Bosque's departure was swift and widespread. Fans, pundits, and even players expressed their dismay at the decision. Many saw it as an unnecessary gamble, prioritizing commercial interests over footballing stability. The media questioned how a manager who had delivered so much success could be deemed unfit for the future. The BBC remarked that Del Bosque was extremely popular among the players, not only for his tactical expertise, but also for his ability to foster a harmonious and respectful environment. In the years following Del Bosque's exit, Real Madrid entered a period of turbulence. Between 2003 and 2007, the club cycled through several managers, including Carlos Queiroz, Vanderlei Luxemburgo, and Fabio Capello. While Capello managed to secure a La Liga title in 2007, the club failed to replicate the dominance it had enjoyed under Del Bosque. Particularly glaring were the team's struggles in the Champions League, where they suffered a series of early exits, failing to progress beyond the round of 16 for 6 consecutive seasons. The narrative surrounding Del Bosque's departure took on an air of irony as the years went by. While Real Madrid grappled with instability, Del Bosque went on to achieve even greater success on the international stage. As mentioned earlier, he was appointed as Spain's national team coach in 2008, guiding the country's golden generation to World Cup glory in 2010 and a European Championship in 2012. His achievements with Spain cemented his status as one of the greatest managers in football history and highlighted the short-sightedness of Real Madrid's decision. Del Bosque opens up. The truth behind his Madrid exit. In June 2003, Del Bosque was informed by President Florentino Perez that his contract would not be renewed. This decision came as a shock, given the team's recent successes under his leadership. Del Bosque later described the manner of his departure as very painful, highlighting the lack of sensitivity from the club. He also revealed that he felt the decision was more about politics than performance. The club was undergoing a transformation under President Florentino Perez, who, as part of his grand plan for Real Madrid, placed a higher value on the Galacticos image than the tactical unity Del Bosque had instilled in the team. Del Bosque, in several interviews, pointed to the lack of clear communication as one of the most painful aspects of his exit. He recalled how Perez made the decision without any prior discussions or a proper explanation. It seemed that he had been dismissed because of the president's desire to take the club in a new direction, one that aligned more with commercial growth rather than the traditional values that Del Bosque had maintained. Del Bosque explained that he would have respected the decision more if it had been approached in a more open and honest manner, but instead, it felt like a betrayal after all his hard work. Despite his personal disappointment, Del Bosque never let bitterness cloud his perspective on the club. In fact, he always acknowledged that, in a way, Real Madrid had made him into the coach he was. He often stated that the success he experienced at Madrid was a result of the great players he had at his disposal, but also the culture and values of the club. His respect for the club and its history was something that never wavered, and he has repeatedly made it clear that the decision to part ways with him did not change the deep affection he had for Real Madrid. However, in the years following his exit, Del Bosque couldn't help but reflect on the decision, especially when looking at the instability that followed his departure. The team was unable to match the successes Del Bosque had achieved, particularly in Europe. In hindsight, Del Bosque noted that had he stayed on, he felt confident that Real Madrid might have had better chances of success in the Champions League, a competition that had eluded the club since 2002 at the time of this interview. One of the most poignant moments came when Del Bosque reflected on his relationship with Florentino Perez. In several interviews, Del Bosque spoke about how their interactions were professional but distant. He mentioned that, while he respected Perez's vision for the club, they had a fundamental difference in their approach to management. Perez's prioritization of commercial success often clashed with Del Bosque's more subtle, team-oriented philosophy. In a 2010 interview, Del Bosque said that, while Perez had a tremendous impact on the financial and commercial growth of the club, it was the players who ultimately brought Real Madrid the silverware, and he felt that their contribution was often overlooked in favor of the president's grand vision. He didn't deny that Perez's Galacticos project helped Madrid achieve global recognition, but he also believed that this came at the expense of continuity and stability within the team. Over time, Del Bosque was able to look back on his departure with a sense of clarity, especially after he took over as the coach of Spain's national team. His success with Spain reinforced his belief that football was more about the collective than the individual. He once remarked that he had no doubt that Real Madrid's subsequent managerial instability was a direct consequence of his dismissal. Del Bosque admitted that although he had no regrets about his time at Madrid, it was difficult not to see the club struggle after his departure. Ultimately, Del Bosque's reflections on his exit speak to something greater than just a personal wound. They provide insight into the clash between footballing traditions and the new demands of commercialism. For Del Bosque, football was always about unity, respect, and the collective effort of the team, whereas for Perez, it was about positioning the club as a global entity, with star power as its primary asset. In that context, Del Bosque's exit symbolized a deeper shift in football culture, one where commercial interests were beginning to overshadow the more traditional elements that had defined the club's greatness. His thoughts on his exit, though deeply personal, remain a testament to his character and philosophy. Del Bosque never allowed the bitterness of his departure to overshadow his contributions to the game. Instead, he has always been able to look at his time at Real Madrid with pride and with a sense of achievement. Though his exit was abrupt and painful, it ultimately shaped the course of his career, which continued with immense success, both at the international level with Spain and in the hearts of football fans worldwide. The quiet life after football transitioned to retirement. After Vicente Del Bosque's retirement from the football world, his life took a turn toward the serene and reflective. No longer managing high-profile teams or dealing with the daily pressures of the sport, Del Bosque transitioned into a quieter, more private existence. The footballing world that had once demanded so much of his attention and focus faded into the background, allowing him to enjoy the fruits of his labor and spend more time with family and friends. Del Bosque's post-retirement years have been marked by a deliberate distancing from the public eye. Unlike many other former football managers who continue to bask in the limelight, Del Bosque has preferred a life of simplicity, staying largely out of the media spotlight. He made it clear that he would not pursue another managerial job after leaving Spain's national team in 2016, opting instead for a more reflective lifestyle. His retirement has allowed him to reconnect with his personal life and passions, particularly his family, where he now enjoys more time with his children and grandchildren. Although Del Bosque chose a quieter path, he has not been completely absent from football. He occasionally appears at events or lends his voice to discussions on the evolution of the sport. He has spoken about the changes football has undergone in the modern era, often offering a measured perspective on the increased commercialism and the pressure placed on young players. His comments reveal a deep respect for the game and its traditions, underscoring his belief in teamwork, humility, and the essence of sport as a unifying force. Beyond occasional public appearances, Del Bosque has also maintained a role in shaping football off the field. He has engaged in charity work, supporting various causes, including those promoting equality and inclusivity in sports. His work as an ambassador for the sport has allowed him to remain involved with the footballing community, though in a less demanding capacity than his previous roles. Despite his withdrawal from active management, Del Bosque has continued to reflect on his career and his experiences. In interviews, he has often shared insights into the challenges he faced as a manager, as well as his proudest moments. Yet, even in these moments of reflection, he remains humble, always crediting his players and staff for the successes he achieved. This humility, combined with his wealth of experience, has made him a respected figure within the footballing world, even in his retirement. Del Bosque has also kept a steady presence in various football-related initiatives, advising younger managers and players. His views on coaching and leadership continue to be valued, and he remains a sought-after voice when it comes to discussing the future of football. His balanced outlook on the game, focusing on discipline, respect, and teamwork, stands in stark contrast to the more fast-paced, often abrasive nature of modern football management. In recent years, Del Bosque has also been involved in different projects related to football culture and education. He has spoken about the importance of nurturing young talent, advocating for a holistic approach to player development that goes beyond technical skill. His focus on character and values is evident in his contributions to discussions on how the sport can better serve the next generation of players. As the curtain falls on Vicente Del Bosque's remarkable journey, his story serves as a testament to the enduring power of humility, resilience, and quiet leadership. From his early days as a loyal servant of Real Madrid to his rise as one of the most decorated managers in football history, Del Bosque has left an indelible mark on the game. Yet, it is not just his trophies or accolades that define him, it is the way he carried himself, both in triumph and in adversity, that cements his legacy as one of football's true gentlemen. Even his controversial departure from Real Madrid, a moment that could have embittered many, became an example of his dignity and restraint. Rather than let the split overshadow his legacy, Del Bosque carried on with grace, proving his worth not through words of retaliation, but through the resounding successes that followed. While the club may have parted ways with him in haste, history has vindicated his contributions, as fans and critics alike often reflect on what was lost in that fateful decision. Now enjoying a well-earned retirement, Del Bosque stands as a symbol of what football can represent at its best, a game of passion, teamwork, and respect. His career may have ended, but his influence continues to echo across generations of players, managers, and fans alike.